This is how the flag looks right now. It looks kind of cool. So we got these lights for the quad. They're kind of just sitting there, so I'll have to do some adjusting, of course. Fire! Hey guys, I got some parts for the YFZ, and before we get into all that, we're gonna get this thing cleaned up because it's been sitting for a couple weeks and it's pretty dirty, and I don't like to work on stuff when it's dirty, so I'm gonna get this cleaned up and then we can get into what kind of parts we got. So we're kind of washed up here. I'm going to do a little more touching up later. But here's the first part. New, to me, used shock. Bump stop is gone on it. But from what I can tell, it is in good condition, and I wanted OEM. I will probably have that one rebuilt or upgrade in the future. But for now, this one will work. I'll show you what it's doing right now. I imagine just about anything is better than that right now, so we're gonna throw this used one in and see if we can't get it to feel a little more comfortable while riding. Okay, I did some touch up on it. Looks a little shinier now. Definitely needs some new plastics. Anyway, I started working on this, forgot to record. So I pulled this top bolt out, the shock here, pull the seat up, just got a bolt going through right here. This is how I have it on the stand right now. Jack on the front, regular stand down there, and then a floor jack on the rear end so I can move it up and down. So now, and down here, there's a little cotter pin right there I need to pull out. And then it's just a bolt that goes all the way through. Unscrew that, and go from there, because I'm not sure. Okay, so we pulled this old one out. You can see all the oil built up that was leaking out of this thing. So that is why we're replacing it. I wonder. Yeah, oh yeah. You can just feel it spring. You can actually push that one down a little bit. I cannot do that with the new one, so let's get that one put in. Lined up. Had some camera difficulties, but you can see in there we got a nice new cotter pin in there, a little bit oversized, but I think that'll work pretty good. So now let's get this thing jacked up and put on up here. now that everything was obviously torqued to spec, we're gonna get it off the stand and see if it was worth it. I would say that's doing a little better, except it is extremely low. I don't know if you can see that rake going on there. Extremely low, so I think we're gonna have to do some adjusting. Since we got the shock on, I wanted to test this out, so I'm gonna hit the track here at the house. I got this mount on the handlebars. It's a new mount, and I just kind of wanted to see how it works, so we're gonna test it out. Adjust it later. I went out and rode it though. It feels amazing. It's just a crazy big difference. I was so used to that blown out shock, and I was getting used to riding it that way, and was decent. But man, just after getting on my track with this, doing a couple go arounds, man, it just felt like a brand new quad. So now, like I said, that we got that fixed, here's our next project. This is the bumper I had on it before, and I'll put a clip in here. Dang it! Yeah, bolts fell out and it bent all up like crazy, so you can see nothing's really straight anymore. Now, I am no fabricator by any means, but I think with this bar and this torch, I'm either gonna break this or fix it. Fire! Ran out on the big torch, so we're using the little one now. So this is what I got with using the torch. It's taken forever, so I resulted in using a hammer. So we're going to try to bolt this on and just bang it together and see if we can't get it to look all right. The front bumper has seen better days, but it is on there. The only one I didn't put on was this one here. There's like a little spacer there that needs to be tack welded on, and I didn't really care to do it. Not with this bumper. That also gives it another weak point, so this will bend before the frame. Obviously we will be getting a nicer bumper in the future, but for now it's got a bumper back on it. I hated the way it looked without it, so this looks a ton better. Alright, so we got these lights for the quad. I've got a couple of this brand stuff from Amazon, and it's been okay. We've got some switches and stuff from them and some wiring. These were like 39 bucks or something like that, so I think it comes with like a harness and some other stuff. It's supposed to be waterproof and everything else, so we're gonna unbox it and check it out. Actually, it looks like pretty decent stuff. Came with its own switch, so I don't have to use one of mine. It's like nice waterproof plugs. Came with a few inline fuse already. Nice connectors on there already. That's not bad at all. Relay. Here are the lights. They look pretty decent. I don't know if I care for this style. I probably could have went a little better, but I like how they're smaller and they've got like the blacker background, matches some of the black stuff on the quad. Okay, we got the bug eyes on. We're kind of just sitting there, so I'll have to do some adjusting, of course, but now time to start routing some wiring here. So since we're going to be using our original switch, these are the two wires that come from the factory harness, and since it's already on a relay, I will sadly have to cut up this new harness, but I will keep the harness. But yeah, since already it's on its own relay, I'm not going to worry too much about it. I may go ahead and throw an inline fuse in just to be safe, but that way I can still use the factory switch, and that also does clean up a ton of wiring. Lights are mounted. I personally like the look of the circle LEDs, but anyway, they're on the switch now. I'd say they're pretty bright just by looking at them head on. You're not gonna be able to tell in here because it ain't dark, but I'll get a video later at nighttime. So cutting the harness actually helped out a little bit because we still got to get this flagpole mounted, and it has the lights in it, and the harness is actually perfect because the switch wire, which I'll run up to here, this is where usually your neutral light is and your overheating light. Both of them didn't work, so I already switched this one out. This one's for my fan, and then I'll have a similar switch to go in that hole for the light pole flag when I have it installed and when I'm actually using it. But the harness can run through, has the connectors for the battery, relay and fuse for the lights, and everything can be stuck back here, and that one wire for the switch ran up here, so that actually worked out pretty good. So all I got to do now is figure out how to mount this to that grab bar. So here's our next deal. Got this new tail light with the clear lens. I don't know if I'm a fan of this, but I got it, so we're going to try it out. I don't have the original mount, so I've got some holes drilled on the grab bar, and I got these screws fitted in here. So we're going to go ahead and pop that on real quick. So the light's definitely crooked, and there's a pretty good reason. The whole grab bar is crooked from past events, so that's why it does look like that. I did not want to go ahead and replace this because it's still fine. It's just a little crooked. We'll wait for nighttime to see how it looks. All right, now we're going to start wiring this whip up. Got the harness here. I got this just sitting there. It'll definitely be changed. I don't really care for how I did the mount. So I was just trying to, I brazed this in, put a little piece of copper right here, taped it on, and had it threaded on this side, and I was just gonna throw a nut on it, but I think I'm gonna change it out. I really don't care for that. And I'm trying to make it a little sturdier. Right now it's sitting up straight, but even if I had a nut on, it'd be sitting like super crooked. So that'll be for another time. I've got a couple other things I want to do anyway. that I don't have at the moment, so it'll be a video for next time. But for now, we are gonna get it lit up and wired up so I can show you guys how all the new lights look at nighttime. Got the switch in. She's lighting up. So now we got to finish up cleaning up some wiring and then see what it looks like at night. The switch power also matches the fan, so here's light on. I don't have a light on this one, but you can hear the fan come on, off. All right, so it's finally dark, and I was gonna go ahead and show you guys how everything looked. This is how the flag looks right now. It looks kind of cool. I wish it was a little more straight up, but of course it's not mounted correctly. But anyway, we'll go ahead here and turn on the headlights. So they're, I mean, decently bright. They definitely need to be adjusted a little more, but it shines out okay. Of course, I got the garage light here and this light, so I'll show you what the tail light looks like, just the running light when it's on. A little brighter than I expected. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the brake light here. Yeah, that's pretty bright. That's not too bad. I was expecting worse. Now we're gonna go hit this switch here. And now we got the flag on. I'm pretty excited for this. It looks sweet and very visible if I ever ride it at nighttime. It's got the remote here so it can change colors, and it's got a ton of different colors, and it is pretty bright. Looks pretty sick.